his paper, and we have decided that the speakers will have 40 minutes to present, and then we'll have around 20 minutes of discussion. Thank you. Dr. Shashikumar.
Namaskaram. So thank you, Chair. I must thank formally Anuri Ma for making this happen. I'm glad that we had a good start with a lot of remarks, Madhurima, who gave your most famous, correct, song, right? What is that? What does it mean?
So if nobody answers to you, you might take the path on your own.
We are all here together and somebody says you take your path along yourself.
If it's not the preferred way, but if there is no one to follow you,
We have so many people to follow now.
not always.
See, this is what is critical. You understood? You all heard this. But have you thought about this? Probably Gurudev was so lucky that he had a Mahatma with him. Correct?
Both will.
Both were lucky. Both were lucky because they tapped each other on back. From 1950 to 15 to 1941, when Gurudev left. Until then, they had a good company, and that company was you are the reason for this because you chosen that song. I am taking it off from there. Correct. So I was discussing with the great professor, and then I asked him, "Do you agree with this?" And he said, "Yeah, both." So this both, that is dialectics. We have different views, right? Correct. So that's the point which I am trying to come to. What happened was 2019, I was in US, and we had an ethnic expo which is going to come, and I taught Bhagavad Gita in a church because we didn't have temple in that city, and probably that is the first Indian programs, Hindu programs in a church in that city. I got the priest as a good friend. One day instead of him, Sunday program was by me. So I played the role of a priest. And it's in a state called Indiana. Indiana state in America, one of the states. So I called it as India in bracket Na. Right? And I said there is a bridge between India and Indiana. And we conducted so many programs. There was a beautiful choir group who sings for the church programs. Lost your connection. So, I wanted these singers who are Native American singers to sing Indian songs. So I picked up so many great people singing the same Eklo, including Amitabh Bachchan, motivated them. And the priest came, looked at every lyrics by lyrics and said, "No, I don't agree with this." Because we want the community feeling in the church. And in the church, this is not acceptable for us. Correct? That is critical thinking. You don't have to agree with. You should have a panoramic view. Look at it from different aspects. Every one of us have got our own views. If we are thinking, and we are supposed to think, you can think and become thunk. Whether to reflect or not, that's a different matter. Whether to give an opinion or not, that's a different matter. It depends on the situation. But you have the freedom to think. Silently, yesterday I sang it little louder. Silently, I was doing a prayer even today before the starting. We all keep praying. What is that? Guru Brahma. What does it mean? If you don't think, there is no thinking. And how you should think, should critically think. Guru Brahma. So what is Guru? Who leads from darkness to light? That's what. Correct. So Brahma, who is Brahma? The God of creativity. So I get into light only when I start thinking. So I salute you. Who is that? He is an external man or internal? It's internal, it's all of us. You know where is Brahma? Where is Brahma? Yeah, I'm Brahmasmi, but where is that Brahma? Hridaya. You have a Hridaya? Guhara. Guhara is in the cave. Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye. In that center, Kevalam Brahma Matra. There is only one item inside your cave, inside your Hridaya. Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye, Kevalam Brahma Matra. And that Brahma is what makes you to think. You know when you will think? You know when you want to speak something about it. Maya was telling when today morning is beautiful. What do you feel? When you wanted to speak to somebody, you say, I have a gut feeling. Don't you say this? You heard the word gut feeling, right? How many of you use dictionary every day? At least on your mobile. If not, you are not a student. You are a student or student. You know, when you type student, generally we make a mistake. Student. You have to thoroughly use dictionary. Probably today I must have used 20-40 times. Minimum 20 times every day. Gut is the diaphragm between your lower tummy and upper tummy. It comes like this. So the tummy goes up. That's what your feeling of breath is. So what should happen? When you see something, that breath should, breathtaking thoughts you say, right? That's what is gut feeling. So when thoughts you think, it is from the brain. And the feeling comes from the manas. Yesterday I was telling the buddhi and the manas. I have a book called The Life Made Simple. That was your Facebook's grandfather, Orkut was there. So during that time when I used to have talks maybe 20 years back, I used to write like a Twitter we write today, right? So those days I write on Orkut, and students like youngsters will start replying or reflecting on that. And all that reflections, few of them which I felt could be shared, I combined it together and made a book. And that book is called Life Made Simple. Probably the first one to come out of a social media interaction as a book. Life Made Simple. That's available on internet, you can download. Easy reading book because it's like a discussion. It's not a book to be read continuously. Open any page and read. And many people get solutions because what I discussed was all problems generally what the adolescents or teenagers faces. Lot of contradictions, conflicts, doubts, everything will be there. And different departments, because I speak on management, so they will also ask. So there, one sloka I will quote from them. Amantra vaksharam nasti nasti mulamanaushadam ayokya purusho nasti yojaka tatra durlabha. It's a best management principle in this world, probably. No single letter is bad. Every letter is good, right? I put them together to make a word. It's so beautiful word. Dog is, some people are scared of dog, but otherwise dog is a beautiful, good animal, right?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. Son, daughter, no, son, generally son. Generally scolding son only will come, daughter name will not come. Son is also a good word, right? But when you get angry, you use both together to somebody else. Don't you use in Bangla? Right? When you get angry, you mix this dog and son together and scold somebody. Right? Two words together, when you put it becomes a bad sentence. If you put them together nicely, amantra vaksharam nasti, nasti mulamanaushadam. There is no root which is useless. But put them together, it is used for different purposes. So you have to look the pakkoda. Pakkoda is the maturity. Look at where, when, what, how to be used. So it has got different interpretations from different levels. So how do you understand this? Is it understood by your feelings or by brain? It's a big question. Which is correct? Whom should I listen? Should I listen to the beautiful song with all that Ragatala Bhava, all the rhythm which has got, or should I look at which Melakarta Ragam it belongs to? And how Melakarta Ragam comes? And why is it named as this? And what is the Kadapayadi number system mathematics which is used for? Do I enjoy the song or am I thinking too much about it and spoiling the world? Understood? I keep saying a biologist will see a rose flower, what they will do? They will open it and then see inside and learn the biology out of it. They will spoil the whole thing, right? So sometimes your thinking becomes too much, your enjoyment is lost. Right? I love to eat mirchi. Yeah, nice. And it's tempting. What happens? Many of you will get feeling. Feeling comes from where? I have a beautiful poetry in the book which I gave them. The feeling within the teeth. The feeling is, generally people talk about eyes, right? But I said feeling comes in the teeth. When you get angry, what do you bite? So that I gifted to the dentist and then he gave free treatment for me, for appreciating his job, right? Right? So it says, I told her that this is actually the bund which stops the words not to come out. It's like the water is stopped, But sometime once the top one's finished, everything will come out. That will be very careful. So I want to eat mirchi bhaji is a feeling, but then immediately I will think, no, that would create problems. Last time I ate in so and so shop in so and so place, it created problem for me. So what happens? You are thinking what happened earlier and connecting to the present, and then you are confused whether to eat or not. So ultimately you will decide, no, I will not eat. Then what will happen? But assume you ate, what will happen? After some time you will start burning inside and you will...
Educationist, spiritual director, motivational speaker. He will be the chairperson of this session. And today our speaker is Dr. Anup Dar, visiting professor, Flame University, Pune, and he will be speaking on From Dialectics to Our Determination, the Spinoza's Roots of Marx. So I would hand over the time to our chairperson. Kindly take over the time.
So welcome all of you on this session, the post-lunch session. We are supposed to start at 2:30. Now it's almost reaching 5 minutes to 3. We have up to 3:40. Shall we go for half an hour? Yeah. So with all the respect, I invite Dr. Anup Dar, visiting professor, Flame University, Pune, for the talk. Welcome.
Thank you. I also must thank the department and the